Hey Tammy, this is Lori with Soul Sisters Digital Design. After we got chatting yesterday at the closing, I just wanted to put together this quick video to give you an idea of how your website is currently comparing to your competition online, both your personal piece of the Century 21 site as well as the Century 121 site, Miller Elite site in general. Um, and also give you some tips that you can use to improve things. So the first thing I want to point out is that as Google crawls the web, it is really looking for three things: content, citations, and backlinks. And so those are the things that I'm going to be talking about today. And when I'm referring to content, I'm really just referring to the words and images on your site. So Google likes to see between 1,500 and 2,000 words, kind of at a minimum on the page, to give it a really good idea of what you do and where you are. The exact amount is going to depend on the competition and also the number of keywords needed. So, what's a keyword? A keyword is really anything someone might type into Google looking for a particular service or product. So, in your cases, let's take a look at what a Google search might look for. So, what I did is I just went to my friendly browser and I typed in Fernandina Beach, Florida, or FL realtor. And real estate is pretty competitive, so you'll see a lot of ads right here at the top. But normally, what you see when you type in some kind of thing like that is you'll see at the top a map pack. So this is what we call a map pack. So at the top three listed here are really going to get the most traffic because more and more people are using these maps to find what they want. They're super easy to use. They've got a ton of information kind of right at your fingertips. You've got reviews, you've got the website link, you've got hours, how close they are to you, etc. So how do you get here? Obviously, you need to have a Google business profile because that's what it's driven by. You need to have that Google business profile filled out as completely and accurately as possible. And you also want to have your name, address, and phone number listed in as many relevant directories as possible. So those directories can be everything from Yelp and Yellow Pages. I mean, even Facebook can have it. But the more times that happens, that having that name, address, phone number in the same format appear in directories, the more power it gives your profile. Because every place you do that is considered a citation. The idea being, obviously, that your brand begins to be found by Google all over the internet. And the larger that presence is, the more Google trusts you. Now, below the map pack is what we have, what we call the organic. So organic just means not paid. Ideally, you want to be in the top three here as well. By being in the top three of both, you'll see a 30% increase in traffic to your website. Now, back to content for a minute. I've got the Century 21 Miller Elite site pulled up here. And first of all, I got to say, I love your page. I love the pictures on it. Obviously, Amelia Island is really great for taking beautiful, beautiful photos. So I love that it's this gallery that's up top. However, when I scroll, and obviously you're gonna have featured homes, right? You're gonna have this gallery where it's really promoting the houses that you have for sale. Um, but there's not a ton of other content on here. There is some blog posts, which definitely helps you. Blogs are fantastic for adding fresh content. But that's where the page ends. I do think that you're missing out on some opportunities for some keywords. For example, every one of these pictures could be named a potential keyword. And if I were to, for example, save this image, just to see what it's named, save it as, it's actually called download. And so could potentially, considering this is a find your neighborhood in Yulee, Florida, this could potentially be named something like real estate Yulee, Florida. And that keyword being there helps Google know what's really on this page. Um, Now I do want to look at exactly which keywords are popping for you guys, and so I'll do that in a second. I do want to point out one thing though before I leave this page, and that is that this website is not secure. Um, people people want secure websites. It's not a tough fix, but that's something that you probably want to make sure that you pay attention to. It just means that you're going to have that HTTPS instead of HTTP. You're not taking money on this site, so it's not as important as other, but it can sometimes raise a red flag in people's browsers, and they may not even get to you without it saying, "Warning, don't go here, it's not secure." So some people may get that kind of flag, and so it's always better to have secure if you can. But when I'm looking at websites, I use a tool called Ahrefs. And this lets me look kind of at the statistics that your website is generating. How many keywords are you being found for? What's the traffic like? So what I can tell from this is that for your entire domain, I'll just say domain just to make sure it's not anything different, you are getting about 14 unique visitors per month on average. That is being driven from 168 keywords. I can actually drill down and take a look at what those keywords are. And obviously, if someone's looking for Century 21, they're going to find you. You're in the #2 spot for that. So, like, I totally get that. That, because you're in #2 for that phrase, that's being searched about 30 times per month. It's getting you 5 visits per month. For Isle de Mai, I'm actually not sure how to pronounce that. You're in the position 8 for that. That's being searched about 40 times per month. But because you're in position 8, which is so Google just recently changed where they no longer have pages. It used to be there were 10 results per Google result, 10 options per Google result page. So position 8 would put you toward the bottom of that first page. Now it's kind of a continuous scroll. Still the same kind of thing. You want to be in the higher numbers, right? Or lower numbers rather, so that you're higher in the page. So 8 is still going to put you a little further down the page. And because of that, you're getting 1 visit per month. Century21, again, that's your name. People are searching for you specifically, so they're going to find you. But once you get into some of these other terms, such as homes for sale on Amelia Island Plantation, well, that particular phrase is being searched 300 times per month. But you guys are in position 21, so it's only getting you 1 visit per month. So these are the kinds of keywords that you would look to increase your ranking on, so you capture more of that volume. Now, let's look at some of the competition just to compare apples to apples. So when I was looking at the Google results, I picked up the top one, which is realtor.com. And then I also did, because these are all realtor, I think I did move to, because that was another high one. So let's take a look at theirs. Now, obviously, I don't like their page that much. It's really just a grid. It's a listing. It's a directory of the properties that are for sale. It's not really trying to evoke that Fernandina Beach vibe. But they are doing well as far as statistics go. And then this is also moved to, it's the same kind of thing. So they are actually getting, and this is only for the Fernandina Beach back page. So this means that it's not comparing all of the stuff that comes from realtor.com. I'm only looking at the Fernandina Beach back page. Well, they're getting 5.1 thousand visits per month. And some of that, they're getting some traffic from paid ads, but they are getting a lot from organic results. And that's being driven from 188 keywords. And let's look at what their keywords are. So homes for sale, Fernandina Beach, Florida, that particular term is being searched 2,000 times per month. Well, they're in the #1 spot. So they're getting 667 visits from that term alone. So you can see the difference in the kind of volume when you are appropriately targeting those keywords. And then if we look at move to, it's the same kind of thing. It's really just a listing of those houses, but they're getting 1.1 thousand visits per month. And that's being driven from 132 keywords. And if I drill down for them, homes for sale, Fernandina Beach, again, 2,000 volume, 2,000 people are looking for that per month, and they're in position 5. So they're still kind of high up. Well, that's getting them 138 visits per month. So again, just kind of illustrating the difference in having the appropriate keywords can make. And just for reference, as I said, you guys were getting about 14 visits per month. I did look also at your particular back page, Tammy, and you've got a few keywords, but you're not getting any traffic at all for you specifically. The keywords associated with you are having to do with your realtor.com, Fernandina Beach. That's interesting. And then Robert Strummel, Tammy, realtor. So you may be searching for you. And that kind of thing, but nothing specific to what you so excel at, which is that selling those properties in Fernandina Beach. Now, the last piece of the ranking puzzle is what we call backlinks. So a backlink is really anywhere, I'm going to put this on this page, that you have a hyperlink text that links back to another site. via that text. So those links act like an endorsement of your website from others, which Google uses to build trust in your business by seeing other people vouching for you, other businesses vouching for you. So it's kind of like a popularity contest, but where the most person with the most wins, but not all links are created equal. Those that are relevant to your website will count more, as will those that are local. So ideally, they should be as powerful in their own right, and just as trustworthy as well. So Ahrefs gives me a way to evaluate that as well. So when I'm looking at a backlink profile, because these are all kind of weighted, right? Every website kind of counts differently, and Google judges how much to weight um, that backlink according to various calculations, way above my head. But Ahrefs gives me a similar calculation, and I use these two scores, UR and DR, to compare websites, regardless of the number of backlinks or the number of or the type of backlinks. Oh, I'm on yours. Let me look at um, Century21 Miller Elite. So here we go. So DR kind of tells me how powerful are the backlinks coming in. Well, you're rated about a 3.6 on a scale of 0 to 100. And how trustworthy are those backlinks? Well, that's about a 7 on a scale of 100. You've got about, and this doesn't so much matter, you've got about 15 links coming in from 7 different sources. Links can, you can have 1,000 links, and if they all come from a really bad site, it's not going to count very much. And so I don't look so much at this, I look at this. So let's compare the realtor.com. Now they got a lot of links coming in. They got a lot of powerful stuff coming in because the DR is 91 out of 100. Trustworthy, it's about a 12 out of 100. So not so much on that. I will point out that it is best to have these numbers be as close to each other as possible. Because again, Google likes to see that those links coming in are just as powerful as they are trustworthy. Part of the reason for this huge number here is because they are being benefited from being part of a larger site. And that's part of why that's coming in. And it's for Fernandina, for the move to, or Movo 2. In any case, they've got a 75 DR again. It's benefiting from the fact that it is a back page of the move2.com, but the trustworthy is not really there. They're a 2 on a scale of 100. So these are the kinds of things that I would look at when I am evaluating a website. So I hope this was helpful. Like I said, as all those things come together, the content, the backlinks, and the citations, that's when you begin ranking higher and higher, and more customers will find you. Love to hear some feedback on the video. If you find yourself or maybe your broker wanting to learn more, please feel free to reach out. I'm happy to help with some more information. We can actually talk about what y'all's goals are. And I can do some research to find out exactly what might be realistic for the business and what it might take to reach those goals. Again, my name is Lori, Soul Sisters Digital Design. My number is 352-235-9803. Thanks so much for watching. Look forward to your feedback.